did you get from the film, the Super Mario Brothers movie?
So I really enjoyed it. I liked it more than I thought I would. I didn't watch too many previews on it just because for whatever reason just didn't catch many either. But it, I remember whenever it was first announced that Chris Pratt was going to be Mario, people were like, "What? He's not going to be with an accent. They shouldn't cast it that way. It's whitewashing." But you do remember this is what a Japanese game. So you could argue that its inception had some bias and some issues, but people were upset. But I'm glad the way they did it. I'm glad because Mario, has a story kind of, but not in this way. I think it was a really unique way to accomplish it without messing up any of the story, and then also adding layers that I would have never thought about.
Yeah, I really did enjoy this, especially the back half of it. The second half, I thought was the best part of the film. I think the jokes were really good, or at least this one character that had a very small role, which was that star that was in the cage.
Yes, that Princess Luna's star.
I think it's Rosalina.
Rosalina, yes, yeah.
But she's not in this movie.
Oh, I'm sure. Maybe the next one, and because we had that hint at the end about other things. But it was interesting, dark comedic turn randomly.
Yeah, that star stole the show for me, but I really did enjoy this. Now it definitely does have some flaws. I don't think it is groundbreaking in any way. It pretty much
it didn't do first.
Yeah, it just kind of gives you what you want. It's a lot of fan service, a lot of Easter eggs. If you play the games, this is all of that and more. Yes. Bringing it to 3D. And the story's pretty simple. Really nothing special. But I really did enjoy it. I think the second half is the best part of the film, especially with Bowser. Jack Black as Bowser. He was amazing.
And I always feel weird about Jack Black when I hear his cast or something. And he always is amazing. So I don't know why I do. But yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, he was really good. There was somebody else. Oh, I like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, another surprising casting choice, but I was like, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Why am I questioning people who make, 12 times that I do? I don't know.
And I didn't mind Chris Pratt as Mario. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I thought that was great too.
I know the actor from that first Super Mario Brothers film that came out in the 90s, like the live action one, he was boycotting the film.
Wow.
And it didn't really hurt the film at all.
I didn't know that. Why was he boycotting?
Well, I think he's Italian, and he saw it as, I guess, whitewashing. But I don't know the whole story.
You could, and this is, you can get it. You could call it whitewashing because they're taking a character that we've believed to be Italian based on the games. But at the same time, it's not like Mario in the past has had some huge history, and being Italian has been something that is through and through who he is, and somehow we've gotten rid of that. Really, him being Italian is just him saying "Mamma Mia." Like, other than that, in the video game, is he really Italian? You know what I'm saying? That's all he said. And even that, saying "Mamma Mia," is that Italian? Is that totally racist? You could argue both.
Well, Mario really doesn't say much at all.
No.
He says the woohoo, and Chris Pratt does that a good bit. Yeah. But Mario really doesn't talk.
No, it's like them saying Sonic the Hedgehog looked too much like a different kind of alien. Like, what does it even matter?
Well, it kind of does matter though with Sonic.
Well, I guess looks is a little different, but also he didn't have a huge backstory or life or identity either, because the games they just run.
But there's been a show though. They've had a cartoon.
This is true. Sonic, yeah, you're right. Sonic did have a lasting show or so. But I don't know about you, but in the feedback from the Sonic movies, I don't know, people were too upset about it not feeling like the TV show. because it's so different. I'm not sure the audience remembers the TV show, who that movie's made for. I feel like this one may be made for more of people who, not people who grew up with Mario. I would say probably, of course, children. It's great for them, but the 20 to 35 crowd, I think, really enjoyed this movie too, more so than like the Sonic movies.
I think even older, because Mario has been around for a very long time. I mean, it's been one of the first game systems out there.
Right, and I know they would know of it. Would they think it's as funny? I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I mean, the people who know the character, I mean, literally the kids and their grandparents or great grandparents seeing this would all know the character and all learn something new and a different version of the character. I mean, they kind of went, it almost felt like universes. It made a lot of stuff in the game that shouldn't make sense. And I don't know how they did that.
Yeah. Actually, I think most of the story is true to the game, or at least one of the games. You probably haven't played it yet, but it's on the Switch called Super Mario Odyssey. And Bowser pretty much does want to marry Peach, and
I mean that's also old too. I mean, this whole thing's capturing Peach.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, but
right,
that's just like the game.
Yeah.
If this was made into like a live action film, I don't think it would have worked as well.
Doing
the story.
It would depend on what kind of live action. If it was live action like The Lion King was live action, I think it would have been fine. If it was live action where Chris Pratt had a mustache and Toad was CGI, like Pokemon Detective, it wouldn't have been as good. But I think if everyone was CGI but more realistic, I think it would be fine. But having actual people in it, not so much. Because you get it. I mean, live action has a weird definition now. Like Avatar is live action, and it's like, is it though?
I mean, they're using suits to capture the motion.
Well, the Polar Express did the same thing. Is that live action? No, it's not. So
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you look up videos. It was one of the first ones to do it. And that's why Tom Hanks, I mean, he's Tom Hanks, but one of the things he got a lot of credit for was playing, Santa and the conductor and the ghost, all those things. And he was able to do that partially. Well, the reason why people were so excited about it, or I guess it was so historical, is because not only was he changing his voice, but also his acting, because it was all filmed with those gray suits and dots.
Thanks for watching. And if you would like to be featured on our podcast, make sure to click the link in the description.